Hey guys, it's Jenna. In today's video, we are going to be doing the Sephora recommendations. Okay, you guys, I'm so excited. Sale time is like Christmas for me, as I'm sure it is for you, and I love helping you guys out building your carts and picking out products that are absolutely bomb. I will have all of these sale dates in the description box when each tier can shop, etc. But the very first day is April 1st for Rouge, and I'm so excited. So let's get started. I want to talk, I think this recommendations video, I'm going to be going by category. I think that's a little bit easier to keep me organized. And the first thing I want to talk about are hair products. Okay, let's talk about Olaplex. I feel like in so many recommendation videos, I have recommended Olaplex in the last little while, simply because this brand is absolutely worth the hype, but I do think that it really depends on how you use the products to get the most impact out of them. I do have an Olaplex video all about the product line, so I will also link that in the description box if you're kind of confused about when and how to use each product. The entire line is really lovely, but these two stand out. The first one is the Olaplex 4P Purple Shampoo. This is lovely because, well, especially if you're blonde or have gray tones, want to keep brassiness at bay, this is the Olaplex bonding ingredient inside here, so it also has that hair protective benefit, but it also enhances your color because it's the purple shampoo. Absolutely lovely. I believe this is the only size it comes in. I haven't seen like the mini size as of yet, but this is so like purple, like extremely purple. You got to be careful because it tones really, really well. You can see it's like almost like a dark purple blue, right? When it comes to toning products, I feel like either I get a lot of tone and my hair is dry, or I get a lot of moisture, but the tone isn't as impactful. And this one is the perfect hybrid. It's so beautiful. And because of that Olaplex, you know, trademarked ingredient in here, it also keeps your hair nice and strong. Absolutely perfect. I do think it's worth checking out during the sale, as well as my absolute favorite Olaplex product, which is the No. 7 Bonding Oil. Okay, this one is sealed. It is fresh. It's my backup. So I have this one. It's very thin in consistency. I do think, though, you will kind of be surprised at how little that you will need because it's so thin and lightweight. It's almost like you have a natural tendency to maybe need to use more or feel like you have to use more. You don't. This is so impactful. This little bit will last you a long time. It's very deceiving. Like some people are like, that's it? Like that's all you get and you don't need more, I'm telling you. So this is absolutely beautiful. It smells beautiful. I'll open it so you guys can... Ah, it's so good. Okay. I don't know what that sound was. Very, very pleasant. Like fruity floral. It's gorgeous. I actually run it mid-shaft down to my tips of my hair or to the ends. I actually use it whether my hair is wet or dry. Typically when my hair is wet after I've brushed it through is when I'll typically use it, but if I have like a style going on, like maybe some waves or something, I'll put a little bit in dry hair just to kind of revive it sometimes. Definitely less in dry hair compared to wet, but this is just so good. Definitely my favorite hair oil at the moment. It's not too thick. It's just so, so lovely. If you're thinking about getting a hair mask, now, unfortunately, both of these are completely used up in my house, so I don't have any to show you, but I will show you the pictures here. My favorite two are the Briogeo Don't Despair Repair hair mask. Smells like kind of like almond, little fruity, and it's just the perfect creamy consistency. Not too thick where it's like a full-blown cream, but has enough slip to it. Stunning. I love this one. I still think it's amazing. It's been out for a long time and I always recommend it. The other one is also amazing by Amika. This is the Soul Food Mask. So, so good. Both of them have very fruity scents. This one's a little bit thicker than the Briogeo, but it's still got that same beautiful hydrating, moisturizing quality. Keeps your hair looking shiny and gorgeous. I just feel like my hair is always revived after I use either of these. I really think both of them are almost neck and neck. The only difference is like the slight texture difference as well as the smell, of course, but both have amazing reviews for a reason. I'm a big believer in both of them. I'm definitely going to get one during the sale. When it comes to masks that will not fail, like whatsoever, that you don't even have to be too careful with putting them on because they're too thick or whatever, these two are amazing. Let's talk about the Dyson tools. I feel like this is also a really good time to get one of the Dyson products on sale. Hard to say if the air wrap is going to be in stock. It's been out of stock for such a long time, so it's really hard to tell. But I will say when it comes to the air wrap that I am currently still trying to master mine. It is something though that a lot of people love. Granted, I do not have very good hair curling skills, so I will say it is a good time to check that one out if it's been on your wish list. But this is the hair product that I personally love because it's like you don't need to worry about skill or anything. It's this one, the hair dryer. This is the Dyson hair dryer. It's single-handedly been my favorite hair tool, I think, ever since it got released. So I have the original one. They've come with a whole bunch of colors that are different than this back pink. Has not failed me. I've had it for years. The motor is in the stem compared to in the head. So a lot of hair dryers, in my opinion, have motors up here, which make them heavier, but this one's a little different. You'll be able to kind of see what I mean when you get one, but it's a bit of an adjustment to have the motor down here. Either way, it's beautiful. It's amazing. It 100% has cut my hair drying time in half. That is a claim I could not believe. There is no other hair dryer like it. In fact, this one is so dinged up. You can see maybe not. Oh yeah, so there's like dings all over the place because I've taken this on every single trip that I've been on. This one is supposed to also be less heat overall when it comes to like how hot it is compared to others, and also the type of heat, supposedly according to Dyson, is a little bit better for your hair. So I recommend this one, of course. The Air Styler I am still mastering, but once I get a hang of it, then I will let you guys know my true thoughts if it's worth it. But if you are interested in the Air Styler, it's also a good time to get that one. Let's talk about the last hair recommendation that I have for you guys, which is this pre-wash scalp oil from JVN. This is a product I reviewed not that long ago. I absolutely love it because it has helped my flaky, dry scalp this winter, unlike anything else. I just think it is so beautiful. So this oil is similar consistency to the Olaplex, but it provides that really soothing squalene in it. Oh, it smells amazing too. It's like floral fruity, and you don't need a ton. It comes in a dropper for the applicator, and I just like drop a little bit into my scalp line, especially in the spots that are prone to flaking, which is right here, like right at the crown of my face, kind of right at the beginning of my scalp. In front of my ears as well is also a culprit. And I do this for about 15 minutes before I wash my hair, and that's all you need. I feel like this product does a great job of just helping my skin heal, because I do feel like it's this repetitive cycle with dry, itchy scalp. If you are actively scratching the whole time, you're pulling up that skin and causing it to be irritated over and over again. And this one just cuts that, so you can actually have some time to heal your poor scalp. So I love it. I can't wait to try more from the line because I'm that impressed with it. But this one is also like a must. If you have dry, flaky scalp, I do think this will make a big difference. Now let's move on to skincare, and there's not a ton of skincare that I get from Sephora at this point. I do feel like there are some really impactful products at Sephora, but a lot of the time I get my skincare elsewhere now. So these products I'm about to share with you are like the real deal, okay? They're not full of fragrance and very little like effectiveness. These are great. So the first one is from Youth to the People. This is the Super Berry Dream Cleansing Balm. First of all, I love this one. I got this initially in PR, and I now have a second one. This is my second tub of it. When I want to use a cleansing balm to remove makeup, I use this one. So here you go. It's a really beautiful, like bright yellow color. It's very like sunshine and happy. But this one is so nice because you just need a little bit and it breaks down your makeup super, super nice. Now, this one has next to no scent. The scent that you smell is very subtle, but it is basically the berries, like the goji and the acai, that are the superfoods in this balm. When you apply this to the skin, it just melts away your makeup like evenly, and it just feels like a spa experience. I actually have a lot of questions about how this one compares to Pharmacy. The Pharmacy one is really nice as well. Obviously a totally different scent compared to this one. I feel like this Pharmacy one is slightly oilier, maybe. This one has just the right oil consistency where it doesn't feel super, super slick, if that makes sense. So it's still effective, but not super slick on the skin. So I really love this one. I love the recyclable base. This is like frosted glass, heavy in the hand. I think this is a standout from the brand. I really do. And if you're looking for a cleansing balm, I do think this will be one you will love. The other product that I really love from Youth to the People is their cleanser. So this is the Kale and Green Tea Spinach Vitamins Superfood Cleanser. This is lovely too. It's very lightweight, has a really beautiful lather, and doesn't have very much of a scent at all. We are talking about the natural superfoods in here, which is what you smell. So it's kind of like herby and grassy, if that makes sense, right? Like kale, green tea, and spinach has a very specific vibe, like a smell. And this is kind of what this scent is. It's not overbearing, perfumey, and I really try to avoid perfume and fragrance in my skincare. My skin does have a tendency to react to certain types of fragrance, in particular lavender oil. So this is one that you can rest assured it's perfectly synthetic, fragrance-free, perfume-free, essential oil-free. We just have that light scent from some of those ingredients. My second favorite cleanser from Sephora is the Indie Lee Brightening Cleanser. This is one that's been around for a while. It's also completely fragrance-free, has no scent at all, and this one's been sold out off and on. So I really like this one for a lot of the same reasons as the Youth to the People, because this one also has the right amount of cleansing power to cleanse and clean your skin without doing that overly stripping, overly drying final result. There's no scent to this one as well, and it also provides a really gorgeous lather, but nothing too crazy where it's too soapy or too, I don't know, creamy, you know what I mean? The perfect lather that you know there's something kind of sudsing up a little bit, and it just does a great job at maintaining your moisture barrier. When it comes to overly cleansing, I've tried some cream cleansers in the past that when they do that over stripping situation, then my acne prone skin breaks out. And it's just not something that I like to have happen. It already is hard enough when you're just using cleansers that actually do well. Like your acne can still break through if it's like hormonal or, you know, just you're super prone to it, right? So these do a great job of controlling that. Both of these are great options for cleansers for sure, especially if you want that fragrance-free experience. I do want to talk about SPF now. Of course, the Tatcha one I have to recommend in my recommendations video. It's so, so good. And of course it's sold out right now. So I don't know if it's going to be stocked for the Sephora sale. I absolutely have no idea. What I can tell you though, if you are lucky enough to get your hands on it during the sale, it is fantastic. It's a pure physical sunscreen, so we don't have any chemical sunscreen components in it. Serum consistency, it's quite thin and runny, and when you actually apply it to the skin, it just has that really gorgeous glow. When I was using mine, even on no makeup days, like first of all, it layers really well underneath makeup if you want to put makeup over top, which is great. But I do find that for no makeup days, it almost like enhances my skin so much nicer than at baseline. So it makes you want to wear your sunscreen. And that is huge, you guys. Like so, so huge. I also think too that because the consistency and the color of this one is kind of like a beige, it's very standout in the industry right now because it's a physical sunscreen that doesn't have a white cast or a white color on the skin. My next favorite I'm going to show you is from Supergoop. It's still beautiful, but it does have the white cast that I'm talking about. You'll see that's kind of a part of a lot of physical sunscreens, but there's still super, super effective ones out there. It's just the Tatcha one stands out, which is why it's sold out, I think, but it stands out for looking gorgeous on the skin and having a beige color so that you don't have the white cast on your face. Now this is the mineral sunscreen from Supergoop. This is the Mineral Sheer Screen SPF 30. This is the one I'm talking about that is from Supergoop, and it does have a white cast. I'm going to show you. Now the good thing about this one is that, there we go, see? This is the white cast of this one. Now you can see here that when you actually massage it in, luckily this one in the skin does a really good job of dissipating to nearly nothing, but it's still there, like a little bit. I would say 95% moisturized into the skin with that 5%, you know, kind of on top there, just kind of laying there, because that's sort of what you get with these white cast sunscreens, right? So you can kind of see what I mean. It's almost entirely gone. There's a little bit of a white cast that's left behind. So when it comes to physical sunscreens, I've been told by dermatology that physical sunscreens actually reflect or bounce off UV off of your skin, whereas chemical absorbs it, but sort of keeps it within the sunscreen. It doesn't like make it penetrate into your skin, but it sort of absorbs it and keeps it at surface. So I try to use physical ones at all possible, but chemical is still just as effective. They're just a little bit different in how they work. And I do think that people prefer physical given that they don't tend to break people out as much as chemical ones. The other Supergoop sunscreen, which is the chemical one, is the Unseen sunscreen, but this is an SPF 40. And this one is water resistant and sweat resistant. This one is actually really interesting because it has a cool, like silicone-y kind of feel. You can see it's almost like a gel. This one is a little bit different for sure. And if you don't mind the chemical sunscreens, this is a lovely one. This one is like a velvety soft finish on the skin. It's super, super nice. I like that for that reason. Like this is one that also makes your skin look beautiful, and it doesn't have the white cast, right? So it's got that really gorgeous, like soft, see if my skin can kind of, well, I can't really tell. It's like nice and smoothed out. And this one also is like a makeup gripping primer. I do think this actually does a good job of that. So you can layer makeup over this one really well. I would say it's definitely possible to do it over the sheer screen, but this one has like that grippy power because of the texture of it. So I do like that as well. Let's talk about a very standout INKEY product. This is also so affordable. So the fact that you can get a discount on this as well is super nice. This is the INKEY Mandelic Acid Treatment. This is such a good one for acne. I love that it actually dries out my acne, especially anything active. When it comes to acne products, especially at Sephora, I haven't found the most success when it comes to like controlling what I've got on my skin, which I would consider fairly tough, like persistent hormonal acne that's just like nonstop in my face. Like it's not one that I feel like I get a break from really ever. So my skin's looking okay at the moment, but sometimes the flare-ups can be intense. And I think it's because products like this have kept it at bay. So this one is 100% worth looking into, especially if you have blemishes to work with. This one claims to reduce the appearance of hyperpigmentation and discoloration as well. I'm not gonna lie, I have applied this to the redness to my cheeks and I haven't noticed too much with that. So it does do much better with acne, in my opinion. When it comes to lip balm, I love these ones from Froese. These are the sugar lip balms. I have the original here in the Sugar Enhanced Therapy Lip Treatment. I also have the Citrus Rush. So the Citrus Rush is like lemony, and if you like that kind of thing, you will like this, right? But if you don't, and you want something plain, I do think that this enhanced treatment will be better. There's also a whole bunch of others that provide a light tint if you want, but these are really nice because you just put them in your purse. They're totally solid. This is like the plain one. Has like very little smell, nothing crazy, but just a little bit. And it's really soothing. I feel like it offers a really nice coating on the lips to keep that hydration in, to moisturize, especially if you want something that is hands-free. It doesn't come in a tub. We're gonna talk about that in a second, but I really like these ones that you don't have to stick a spatula in or your fingertip. You just apply it directly to your lips, you know, roll it all the way down and put the cap on. Just super easy. Absolutely love that. And I do think it helps with cracked and chapped lips as well. Like it heals that really nicely because it has so much emollient ingredients in it. If I could pick between them, I would say the Advanced Therapy is my favorite compared to Citrus, only because this one offers, like if you have chapped or irritated lips, the Citrus might actually irritate it a little bit if you're not careful. So when I use this one, I make sure that my lips are just dry, but not cracked and open, if that makes sense. This next one is a classic. I feel like it's one of the best-selling products from Sephora for a reason. And this is the Laneige Sleeping Mask. This is the original one. They have since expanded this into so many scents. It's crazy. But this is one that you need a little spatula for, or you have to dip your finger in because it's a tub. I don't mind it because I use the spatula, but I do feel like it does make using this on the go a little bit tougher. So I use this every night. I keep this at my bedside. I really love putting this on my lips as like a lip mask. Just makes your lips feel so pillowy soft. Like it's very thick and luxurious of a lip mask. And if you wear it overnight, you just wake up to these like softer, more supple lips. I don't know, like I've gone through so many of these. I remember Mel and I used to share our love for these all the time. Like What was the one that she loved? The lime one? I remember, no, I think it was apple. Yes, apple. There was a green apple one that Mel and I loved. We both picked it up around the same time, and I was like, did you stockpile the green apple? She's like, yeah, I did. So this always reminds me of her. It's such a standout product as well, but I just wanted to share that story with you. It just came to me that she loved the green apple one. I was like, what's the green one? It was not lime. I've been enjoying this one for years, and I had to bring it up again because this is my favorite lip sleeping mask. This is a product that I recently tried, and this is actually from Estee Lauder. It's the Advanced Night Serum. I don't know what it is about this serum. If it's like the hyaluronic acid in it, the fact that it just like feels, it's kind of like a gel serum hybrid. It's on the thicker side a little bit, but it just makes my skin look insane the next day. Like when I don't have it, my skin almost looks dull. I can't quite explain it. It's like you can't quite place like what the heck it is, but if you take this out of your routine, then for sure you know it's this. My skin looks healthier. It's not even glowy. It's not shiny. It's just like youthful looking. Like it seems to lock in my moisture a little bit better than without it. Like, I don't know. It's so strange. I only use this at night, and a lot of you guys were like, whoa, like this is my holy grail ride or die skincare product. Like you couldn't put your finger on it either. It's like when you take it out of your routine, there's something missing. Your skin just doesn't look as nice. So I'm really impressed with this one. Not gonna lie, I had to share it with you guys for this upcoming sale. The last skincare products I want to talk about are actually for the body. The body lotion is so good. It's moisturizing, but actually seeps into the skin. So I had to share this with you guys. It's so lovely. Scent free as well. You don't have to worry about that. I can put it on my body and like right after a shower, and then probably like 5 minutes later, put on my clothes and not feel like I'm dripping lotion all over my clothes. You know what I mean? Or that it's transferring onto my clothing. This is so good. Like this is amazing. So I love this. I had to share this as the bougie body lotion to pick up. You won't regret it. I just think like the absorption is unlike anything other that I have tested as of late. Love this one. I had to recommend it for the sale. It's fantastic. I also really love their body wash, but I am fresh out. This is the eucalyptus one. I love this one when I just like want to wake myself up in the morning and have like a really nice fresh kind of scent. I love that it lathers up really beautiful on my loofah. Really does a great job at cleansing your body. So this is another Necessaire product. Necessaire. Anyone that knows, oh gosh, please inform me. Let me know how to say this thing. I really need to learn, but the body wash and the lotion are amazing. When it comes to fragrance recommendations, I've narrowed it down to 2, and I'm so impressed with myself. Basically, I narrowed it down to 2 springtime scents because we are coming into spring. This is the Nectarine Blossom and Honey. It is to die for. By far my favorite Jo Malone fragrance. This has notes of cassis, peach. Oh my gosh, it just smells. It's fruity floral, but the fruit is like, you know, that peachy nectarine. Like it just smells really joyful. It's so gorgeous. I love this. If you have an issue with longevity, especially with the Jo Malone London products, this is what I like to do. Combine the Necessaire body lotion with this, you guys. Amazing. Literally what I do is I put, because this is scent free, right? So it's not going to interfere with this, especially if you have drier skin or you have an issue, like you really love this fragrance profile, but it's not lasting on you. All you have to do is take a little bit of this lotion, put it where you want to apply the fragrance. So it could be on the neck, could be on your wrists, wherever you would like, and then let it set like semi-set, not fully, but just where it's still tacky, but not quite fully dry, and then spray this. That's what I do. I think it works well if you are struggling with that. The last note is honey, so it sort of has that really nice sweetness. Guys, it's like a fruity cocktail with a little hint of like light floral. It's so pretty. Like it's just one of my favorite Jena scents in my opinion. I love this for spring. Now here's one that I was not expecting that I would like because it is much more on the floral side. And for myself, I like fruity, I like fresh. Floral by itself can be quite heavy on my nose. I just find that sometimes it's like, I don't know, I can't place it. It's just too much going on, you know? This is from Dior. This is Miss Dior. And I want to recommend it to you guys because it really surprised me. It's gorgeous. So this one smells a little musky, but definitely floral heavy. Sweet florals, you know, rose, maybe lily of the valley. It just smells gorgeous, but sort of warmer as well. And this is the original profile. I know they've come out with a couple other Miss Dior fragrances, but this is like the OG original. And I was so impressed with it. I've had so many compliments from my friends, like, what the heck are you wearing? It smells insane. I don't know. I mean, this floral scent seems to suit me really nicely. Considering that I'm not typically drawn to them, I'm super impressed with this. And it's very like springtime date night, kind of, because it's got that warmth kind of with it. And they still have the super cute like special edition bow. So it's adorable. All right, so before we get into makeup, Mr. Harvey wanted to say a quick little hello. You know what I think? A lot of you guys are like, wow, he's so relaxed. It's got to be the lights, you guys, because the lights are super bright, so I don't put him in front of them too long. I just don't want them to like hurt his eyes. So that's probably why he's like, you know. Anyways, this is him. He's been on the floor this whole time, making sure that I recommend only the best products for you guys. So just so you know, there have also been Harvey approved. He looked over them, made sure they were good. All right, guys, let's get into the makeup. I'm super excited to share with you guys the first category, which are glowy primers and foundation. One of my friends, Allie Glines, was the one that recommended this to me, and I use this to mix in with my foundation mostly, but I also use it to highlight a little bit if I want more of a subtle highlight. This is from Saie. This is the okay, what's it called? It's super funny. It's like Superstar or something. No, Super Glow, the Glowy Super Gel Highlighter. So gorgeous. It comes with a pump and it has this really beautiful iridescence to it that's very flattering. It's not too flashy, not too out of this world. Looks super gorgeous on the skin. I'll kind of show you what I mean. Really, really elegant, and it has like just a slight like peachy pink undertone to it. And when you actually smooth it out, oh, it just makes your skin look insane. So this is like really opaque, you guys can see. I would like smooth that in a lot more, but this is like what it looks like. It's like a milky gel consistency. It works really well with all foundation. I haven't had any issues mixing it with anything. And what I do is I put some on my face first, and it gives me this insane, beautiful, flattering glow. The other glowy primer, you guys, it's a no-brainer. This is from Charlotte Tilbury. It's the Hollywood Flawless Filter. This is actually shade number 1 Fair, but I've actually used 2 and 3 before and have made it work for my skin. So I think I prefer Fair, but the number 2 and 3 are still doable if you have light to light medium of a skin tone. This one's a bit different than the Saie because this one has a doe foot applicator. It's also more of a thicker formulation and consistency. And this one is meant to do the exact same thing as the Saie. I would say the only difference between the two is that this one has more of like a peachy beige and this one's more pinky. So this one really is like a pinky beige undertone that's more iridescent, whereas this one has that really gorgeous iridescence too, but much more peachy pink, right? A little bit different of an undertone. Both of them do amazing when it comes to adding glow to the skin. Both of them can be used as highlight as well. I actually think you can apply the Hollywood Flawless a little bit easier as a highlight because it has the doe foot. You can just tap in where you'd like. Both of them are lovely though. I don't know. If you know me, I love glow to my base, and both of these have been awesome. I love them. Okay, let's talk about foundation. We do have a combination of new and old in here. The OG, this is the La Mer Soft Fluid Foundation. This is still my favorite. I don't know, you guys, nothing compares to this. It's a beautiful, like satin, natural finish on the skin. It looks beautiful. It really is like not dewy, not matte, your skin, but amplified a little bit. The only downside is the fragrance. There is fragrance in here, so I don't use it super often, but like La Mer has a little bit of fragrance in all of their stuff, and this one I would say is significant, unfortunately. So if you are scent aversive, keep that in mind. You will smell it. If it doesn't bother you though, this is so worth it. Like, it's medium coverage, buildable. It's perfect. It doesn't gather into lines or dry or crepe or, you know, make your acne look worse. It's like the foundation that everybody wants to be, you know, but can't. And I really hope that Sephora still carries it because I think it's either Sephora Canada or the US that's phasing it out. And I'm not sure why. So if you are able to get this, I highly suggest you do. 20% makes a huge difference for a discount. When it comes to another really beautiful base, that has to be the Light Wonder from Charlotte Tilbury. This is so beautiful as well. This one beats out the Beautiful Skin foundation for sure because the Beautiful Skin is one that's a little bit more finicky. It's still a really beautiful foundation. I do recommend it as well, but I think it's one that you have to be more careful with the powder that you use and how you actually prep your skin because it's quite glowy. This is one where you really don't have to worry too much about it. It seems to be basically foolproof, and you can put many powders over it, many primers underneath it. It has a really beautiful glow, medium coverage as well. Just so stunning. It actually comes in a really cool applicator as well. It's kind of like a dropper format, and it's stunning. It's lightweight on the skin, but yet packs that medium coverage punch. It's definitely one of the holy grail foundations for sure in my collection. Beautiful Skin is absolutely up there, but it's one that I don't necessarily think I'd recommend for a beginner when it comes to foundation because you really do have to think more about prep and setting that foundation. Foundation that I'm wearing today is a blast from the past and also one that I love. This is the Giorgio Armani Luminous Silk. Had to say this is a ride or die foundation as well. This one also lightweight, natural finish, slight glow, not dewy, but slight glow for a finish as well. It is medium, buildable. The shade range is amazing. I use shade 5 actually for this. You can see that's the foundation I'm wearing today, and it's so good. It's so good. Okay, the last foundation I'm going to recommend, I'm just shaking it up. Light Reflecting Foundation from NARS. This one is super lovely too. I actually think that even though I like the Beautiful Skin foundation from Charlotte a little bit more than this one for an overall finish experience, this one is more beginner friendly. And that's why I figured I would put this one in as a glowy, light reflecting, gorgeous foundation comparatively to Beautiful Skin. So this one is, well, the shade I have is Deauville L4, but I love how this one also feels like very lightweight on the skin, glowy finish. It's like natural to glowy. Love the packaging. I love how easy it is to use. I love that it lasts quite a long time on the skin. I really think you're going to love this one as well. If you're wanting a new base, we do have a lot of good options here. If you're looking for brow products this sale, I do want to give 2 suggestions. Now keep in mind, I have fresh microbladed brows. I did my initial in January, and this is my touch-up, so I don't have anything in my brows as of right now. But when the microblading starts to fade, I like to wear these products. So they're both from Benefit. I think Benefit is like the brow queen in my opinion. And this is the Gimme Brow. It's a tinted brow gel. I love this because I don't need a ton of color when I have my brows microbladed. They're almost done perfectly already. Freshening that up a little bit is perfect with the Gimme Brow. The shade I have here, I've used quite a few. I've used 3, 3.25, 3.5. So I prefer to use a cool brown for this, but there's a ton of shades you can actually pick up, but I love this as a tinted brow gel. The applicator here is so cute and tiny, which is perfect, and I set them with the brow setter. This I think is the best brow gel on the market. I love this one. I love that the brush has 2 sides to it. So there's one that's longer and one that's shorter. You can use the shorter bristled brush for your kind of hairs right in the front, and the longer one to smooth out the rest, or the longer ones in the brow arch, etc. But this one's perfect. I really love this. I think this one lasts all day as well. When we're talking about brow hairs, we want them to stay up. We don't want them to sag throughout the day. And this is a lovely product, but if you're using them in tandem, like together, you don't need as much gel because there's already a gel component to the tint. Concealer, I had to narrow down to 2 because I do think these are lovely. We have a new one and we have an OG fave. So the new one is the Bobbi Brown Skin Correcting Stick. This one's a medium coverage, and I feel like since it's got like that spherical edge to it, it's almost like therapeutic to place it underneath the eye because it just rolls ever so nicely. Anyways, the shade I have here is Warm Ivory. And this is a lovely one, lasts all day. I find that if you don't set it with powder, it still looks really nice, but it is at its optimal if you set it with powder a little bit. I also like how you can also use this for acne or blemishes throughout the face. You don't need to stick it to under eye area. This is one of those very versatile products. The OG favorite though is the NARS Radiant Creamy Concealer. For the longest time, they did not make a shade for my skin. Finally found one. This is Madeleine Light 2.3. This is slightly light for me, so I actually use it specifically under the eye to brighten. But this is a formulation that you can use to cover acne as well. It's very resilient when it comes to creasing, just like the Bobbi Brown. So I love that. I love that the eye area looks hydrated. It looks moisturized, doesn't look crepey or worse than if you didn't have any concealer on at all. Let's talk about the Saie powder. Okay, this is my favorite loose powder right now. This is from Saie. It is the Air Set Translucent Setting Powder. Perfect, you guys. Love this one. Had to recommend it for those that want a loose powder for the sale because my other two favorites are pressed, and typically I prefer pressed powder just for preference sake. I love them because they don't fly all over the place. I don't have to worry about closing and opening the container, but this one is so good. So I love this one. It feels like air. It has a radiant finish on the skin, so you can set your base beautifully without looking too dry, too flat. It's perfect. I don't know. I just love this. I've been very impressed. So this is the Air Set Loose Powder from Saie, my favorite loose powder right now. Now when it comes to the pressed powder favorites, I have two. Of course, we have I guess one that's been around for a lot longer than the other, but this is a very fresh one from Charlotte Tilbury. It's the Airbrush Flawless Powder. This is so good, you guys. It's definitely one of my top Charlotte Tilbury products for a reason. So lightweight on the skin, definitely medium to full coverage when it comes to a powder. And it's actually one that's more of a natural finish. So I just feel like it makes my skin still look youthful and glowy. It doesn't cancel out all of the glow that I like to prep my skin with and then put my foundation on with. So I love that. This is the shade 2 medium. Really, really love this. I think it's perfect. I love the outer packaging. It's so gorgeous. It's kind of like an orb. It's so beautiful. I also really love the Gucci one. So the packaging is so pretty. It's so like, look at that pale pink, gorgeous packaging with that gold rim. This looks like luxury. Like Gucci has absolutely killed it with this. And this is how much I've been using the powder. It's so lovely. It's actually refillable as well, so you just have to buy the insert. What's interesting about this one is that it kind of is a natural matte, but this is like my favorite hybrid type finish because of that naturalness is still there. It's not an overly matte powder. So it does have the strengths of a matte finish, but not super drying or flat. This one just offers the best of both worlds that way. And I really like how it's refillable as well. So you can just keep the compact and buy the inserts as you use it up. Let's talk about eye palettes next. This was really, really tough, but I have narrowed it down to a few. Now, keep in mind, I know that you guys may have noticed there are no Pat McGrath recommendations in this video. The reason why I'm saying that is because there are so many better sales over on her website. So keep in mind, if you are after a Pat McGrath palette and for whatever reason you don't like the website, you're not into it, even though there's like 40–50% sometimes on her website, I would suggest Divine Rose every single time. I would suggest her foundation as well as her concealer, and I love her lip glosses. The first one I recommend always is one of my favorite neutral palettes. It's from Anastasia Beverly Hills, an oldie but a goodie. It's Soft Glam. Now, I love this one because I think this is my second palette now. I've purchased this a few times over because I just have to have it in my collection. It's so beautiful. I love the depth to this palette. I also love the pinks. There's a beautiful rose gold right here. Rose pink, I should say. But it's so, so beautiful. Fallout is fairly significant on her palettes, so do keep in mind to do your eyes first. But I love this one. I think this has to be my favorite Anastasia palette. A long time ago, it was Modern Renaissance, but this one is my fave now. I also really love the Patrick Ta one. This one is newer, but this is Major Dimension 1. There's going to be a Major Dimension 2 that's gonna come out actually same time as the sale, so I'm pretty excited. Wow, I just knocked myself in the face. But this one is super reflective. You can see it's very on brand with Patrick Ta. I love that this one is very everyday friendly as well. So you kind of have that everyday friendly, like day friendly look that you can easily transition to night. There's perfect shimmers in here of varying textures. I love this. And then there's the two cream products over here. You can either use them as primer, you can use them by themselves if you want. So this is also a really nice way to add a little bit more dimension and versatility. Now let's talk about Natasha Denona. I actually have what I call the Holy Trinity of Natasha Denona midi palettes. Bronze, number 1. I think this is a perfect summer palette. Okay. Love this. This is so beautiful. Mattes and shimmer, absolutely stunning. You got those really smoky, warm, gorgeous summer shades. I like wearing this, especially when I'm tan and I feel like $1 million. Not super expensive where your wallet's gonna cry, and not too cheap either where you feel like, is the quality gonna be different? No. Absolutely beautiful. Love this palette. The other two are Glam and Retro. So these are the two that I love. You don't have to pick up all 3 of them, of course. It's really what colors more so appeal to you. Glam is a cool toned lover's dream. It is so perfect. I love this. It has so much versatility in it. Got that perfect balance of mattes and shimmers as well. They're so soft, so creamy, very pigmented, next to no fallout. So beautiful. So this is also one I'd recommend if you love cool tones. And then Retro is for my romantic gals that love a pink vibe. So pretty. This one I think is very beautiful as well. And I just love this for like that gorgeous pink look. It's just so stunning. I do call these ones the Trinity because they are so beautiful. I actually love them so much. Had to recommend all 3, but I will say her latest midi is the pastel. I do think this is a lovely one too, but I think pastels really have to speak to you. So if you're not a pastel person, you don't have to worry about that. You can just skip it altogether. But this is one that's lovely because it is user-friendly. You can absolutely build them up, and I think you need to, in my opinion, to get that vibrant color payoff. And I do think if you're looking for a pastel palette, you won't be disappointed in it. I want to mention one pair of lashes that I love. They're actually from Velour. They're on my eyes today actually, and the style that I'm wearing right now is called For Real Though. They're so beautiful. I also really love the Will I Lie ones, or Would I Lie. Those two are amazing. You don't have to trim them. They look so beautiful on the eye. One thing I really wanted to mention, even if you don't love the velour lashes or they're sort of out of your price point or whatever, the lash adhesive from Velour, especially the white, is a game changer. I love this. I use it for all my lashes. It's so easy. It's not like a tube you have to pump out or anything. It's a very beautiful small brush, so you just can like line the band so easily, and then it dries to a translucent color so you don't even see it. This is a game changer. Like, I think I tried the one from MAC recently and I'm like, what the heck? I'm sure it's great, but it just requires a little bit more thought. It comes out of the tube so fast. I'm like, guys, no. So I love this one. I've been spoiled by this one. I think this is the best adhesive for lashes. Ride or Die liquid liner, you guys. Is there a question? The Stila Stay All Day liquid liner. This has now been repurchased by me 10+ times at least, right? Because I discovered this when I was 16. I'm now 32. So this is one of those staple products that has been in my routine since the day that I was conceived. Well, not really. I was 16, but you get it. When I started getting into makeup, right? I really love this one. The Intense Black is perfect. It's a really beautiful, easy to use tip, and it's not too sharp. It's not too stiff. It doesn't have too much bend. It's vibrant, gorgeous, like consistent pigment payoff, lasts all day. It's great. And then when you want to remove it with your makeup remover, it removes. It's magic. I love this one. We now have some mascaras to talk about. So my kind of like OG fave I'm going to talk about today is the Lancome Lash Idole. This one is lovely. I don't know, there's something about this wand. It doesn't have super long bristles or anything, and it has a bit of a slight curve to it, but it's perfect. It separates, amplifies your lashes, makes them nice and vibrant. You can also do the lower lash a little bit easier as well because the bristles aren't super long. This is like one of those like holy grail mascaras, you know? I just think it's Very, very consistent. You can just rely on this if you want your lashes to look perfect. And if you do want to curl your lash, this will also hold a curl, which is also a game changer. And the last mascara I'm going to recommend for the sale is the YSL Lash Clash. So good. This is one of my favorites right now. I just wish the packaging was not super bulky. Like, it's just a little bit wider than I would like, but the mascara more than makes up for it. It's super beautiful, has a tapered end, longer bristled as well. Makes your lashes look like you have falsies on too. It's more of like a wetter formula, but dries really nicely and fast. Next, let's talk about highlights, and I have narrowed it down to 3. One of them is a powder, and this one is actually from Dior, so I wanted to share it real quick. This is the Dior Forever Couture Luminizer in Nude Glow. Whoa. I almost jabbed my finger in this one. This is my favorite powder highlight at the moment. It is so silky smooth and it just has that gorgeous golden champagne glow. Got that like peachy glow to it. You can see it's so stunning. So I love this. It's like silky on the skin. This one used to have a Dior embossment in it and it's actually faded away because of how often I've used it. This is my favorite powder highlight right now from Dior. It's so lovely. This is one I have changed my mind about. I initially reviewed this not that long ago, probably when Rare Beauty was first released. This is the Liquid Luminizer Highlight from Rare Beauty. This is in the shade Enlighten. It's so lovely as well. The doe foot is pretty big though, and I still stand on that as part of my review, just like a little bit larger than I would like. But what I do for this now is I put some on my hand and then I actually apply it with a beauty blender, and it really helps. But this is like the same similar luminosity to the Say primer like highlight we talked about, but like look how beautiful that is. So this one is lovely. I actually mix it with the blush sometimes and it just looks so beautiful together. And of course, Charlotte has her beauty wands. This is Spotlight. It's so lovely too. I had to share this one as another liquid highlight option. You guys, I normally do not gravitate towards cream products and I am a changed woman. A lot of these are cream. So it's really nice. This one is beautiful on the skin as well. It's that gorgeous like champagne color on the skin too. Really beautiful plush applicator. The only issue with these is that often they are sold out, which sucks. Like these sell out so fast. Last time I checked, this one is still okay, but this one is super lovely on the skin as well. It's that perfect spotlight. Ugh. I just love it. Now we're transitioning into blushes. This was also a hard category to narrow down, but I figured these would be perfect like springtime colors for you, just kind of like some ideas for what blushes to pick up, and the quality is amazing. So remember I told you about the luminizer, how I sometimes mix it with the Rare Beauty one. This is like such a perfect combination. So I also recommend the Rare Beauty Soft Pinch blushes. This is the shade Bliss. This one is perfect for spring because you can see like the peachiness. The peachiness is so beautiful. Like this is really a springtime color. They also have a lot of other ones out that I find are also gorgeous. So this is a nice line to check out. I do think as well the application process of applying it with a sponge makes it a little bit more consistent on the face as well. I don't know, I'm just like gravitated towards cream and liquid blushes lately, and this one is a standout. Again, some hesitancy with recommending these, but I figured I would let you guys know in case you're able to catch them. Peachgasm, Pinkgasm from Charlotte Tilbury, beautiful liquid blushes. I know Sephora carries them from time to time, but these are so pretty too. Here they are both swatched. We have peach and then pink side by side. Oh, guys, they are lovely. They're just a dream. Really love these. They have that beautiful, like, gorgeous shine to them, which brings a lot of nice light to your cheek when you actually apply them on the skin. So if you're unable to get these, of course, because that might be a possibility, the Rare Beauty one is still lovely. My other favorite here, which is the Patrick Ta one. So this one is my favorite cream and powder combination. This is She's Blushing. This is so lovely too. So I wanted to narrow down some blushes to some that I really love that you haven't always heard me talk about. And this one is so pretty too. I love that there's a window to cover the cream product up so you don't have to put the powder in the cream. This is so pretty. Oh, it's like rose, like such a gorgeous one. This is like my date night spring blush. It's so pretty. For a full-blown powder blush, I'm really loving the Shade and Illuminate blushes from Tom Ford. These were released last year actually, but they're still really, really lovely. And the price tag for Tom Ford is a little bit more on the luxurious side of things. So I always like to pick up anything Tom Ford during a sale. This one is called Explicit Flush. There are 2 blush shades in here. You can mix them together. You can actually wear them separate because the pan is large enough to do that. And it's extremely pigmented as well. So light-handed is all you need. I typically mix them just to kind of add a little bit more of a hybrid color between the two. This is a lovely one, and all of them in the line are duos, but I think they retail for close to like $90 or something Canadian. So it's a really nice one to get on sale, that's for sure. Let's talk about bronzers now. I've narrowed it down to four. The first one is from Rare Beauty. This is the bronzer stick. This is lovely. I love this one too. Okay, I'll show you. So easy to create this creamy, almost contour slash bronzer look if you would like. This one is perfect. The shade is called Happy Soul. I love this one because it's perfect for on the go. And you do have a significant amount of product in here, and it's really, really creamy on the skin. I do think though, this one sets a little bit faster than a typical cream product. So I would suggest that you blend a little bit quicker than normal, but it is still a really beautiful, gorgeous, chocolatey bronze color. It's perfect. So the hype is real for that one. That's for sure. As is the Charlotte Tilbury one. The hype is real for this one as well. It's always sold out, so I want to throw it out there if you're lucky. If you're not lucky and you can't get it, don't stress. The Rare Beauty one is great, but this is the contour wand from Charlotte Tilbury. This is fair to medium, and it's also beautiful. It's the same consistency of formulation as the blushes and the highlight wand, and the plush applicator makes it perfect to apply to the skin. So these are lovely, but they're always sold out, like these like beauty wands that I'm talking about. So there are some great alternatives as well, but I only mention them to you guys in case they restock during the sale for some kind of miracle and you're able to pick them up. The Gucci bronzer, just like the powder, is one of my OGs. I love the Gucci bronzer. Look at the compact. It's like a beautiful blue color with the same gold trim. And this shade is called 01. The only thing with this line is that the shade range is a little haphazard because the shade 3, I believe, is lighter than shade 2. I think. That was kind of like the confusion. So they might have changed that now. It's not too light on me, actually. It's actually really nice. I think I get about 2 layers of this, and then I feel like it's the perfect natural tan. It's so good. And then I love the embossment in the powder. It's the same kind of like refillable packaging style as the powder. So you can actually like take this part out if you want to refill when you're done. There's one more Gucci product we're going to talk about that I love, but really love the powder and really, really love the bronzer. The last bronzer I have to mention is of course from Tom Ford. It's the Soleil Glow Bronzer in Terra. This is actually the smaller size. Not sure if the smaller size is still available, but there is still the large size available. This one is so beautiful too. Like you guys, when it comes to powder bronzers, love the Charlotte Tilbury one, don't get me wrong. But this one and the Gucci I've been using a little bit more lately. It's just perfect, and it's buildable, and it's lightweight, and it doesn't emphasize anything, and it just looks like that natural, like your sun kissed that part of your cheek. Let's talk about lip products next, and I'm super excited to share with you guys some of my favorite lipsticks I've been wearing nonstop. The first 2 have got to be from Merit. Ever since I got these, I have been absolutely in love with them. I love how lightweight they are. I love just the comfortability with these. I love the packaging. It's kind of different. You actually just slip the bullet right out, and it does have Merit on the bullet itself, but this one is more of a nude color. This one is called Slip. Just like beautiful, almost feels like butter. It is so incredibly silky on the lips. But the shade that I always have in my purse is Baby, which is the one beside it. It's a cool tone mauve. So you can see both of them here. They are so stunning. So Baby is on the left, Slip on the right. They're so beautiful. These have been so good. They're kind of like a very standout formula to me because of how lightweight they are. They're creamy. They're like a satin finish. very comfortable to wear, and that butterness just makes you feel like you're doing much more than wearing lipstick. You're also putting skincare on because it's just so beautiful and moisturizing. So I really love these. Then I want to talk about a gloss. This one has been standout to me, and I'm a gloss gal. I love gloss. This one is from NARS. It's the Afterglow Lip Gloss, and the shade I have is Nympho. It's like a brown nude color. This is also like oily, like oil on the skin, but in the best way. Moisturizing oil. Like, you know when you go for a massage and they like massage with oil? That's kind of what I mean. It's very like relaxing and smooth. This is Nympho. It's so, so pretty. I love that. Oh man, it's shiny, it's comfortable, it's medium to full buildable opacity. Got a really nice doe foot that is skinny on both sides like this. You can actually apply the product beautifully. It's just, I love it. It is so luxurious, so gorgeous, and these are like beautiful packaging as well. Because they're so lightweight, it feels like you're wearing nothing, and it just makes your lips look so glossy and beautiful. The last lipstick I have to recommend is the one that I am wearing currently. It is the last Gucci recommendation in this video. It's their satin lipstick. I'm still obsessed with this, especially the color. It's called Blaze of Noon. This is the color. It's so pretty. Perfect for spring, has just enough of that like beautiful pop of pink to it, but still very wearable. It's like a nudie pink, everyday friendly color. And the formulation is kind of like medium thickness, really nice and moisturizing on the lips, and the opacity is basically full. It's really, really nice and opaque. And I find this is one that just looks perfect with my eyes today, which is actually the new Charlotte Tilbury palette that I reviewed earlier today. If you didn't see that video, this is a perfect rosy combination. So I really love this one too. And the packaging, you guys, it's to die for. It's like golden, heavy in the hand, really cool design on the cap, gorgeous. Lip liners I'm not always a fan of, but when I do put lip liner on, which isn't that often, I'll be honest, I always pick the Charlotte ones. I love them. There's really nice ones like by Lisa Eldridge, which are also great, but the Charlotte ones I love so much. This is Pillow Talk Medium, so it's a really beautiful, deeper liner, but this is the Lip Cheat, and it's so pretty. I mean, this is a deeper one. The one I typically wear is Original Pillow Talk, but this one doesn't smudge. It actually stays all day beautifully. It has a really nice like matte finish that sets the lips down perfect, and you just apply one of your favorite lipsticks over top and it looks amazing. Well, this is like a mini. This came in the advent calendar, I think, so that's why it's so small. But it's perfect to layer under any lipstick or just to define your lips. It's so comfortable and so easy to use. We are down to the final products from this recommendations video. I hope you guys had a good time watching and that it was helpful for you. I can't wait to see what you guys pick up at the sale. These are two setting sprays I had to share. One, Charlotte Tilbury's Flawless Setting Spray. You guys, so good. So good. It's glowy, it locks in your makeup, it's so perfect. Makes your skin look super nice, doesn't gather or make anything look worse. Because it noticeably increases the longevity of my makeup, I definitely notice that. And to even refresh my skin, I will spray that on as well. This one though, it's got a special place in my heart. Another one of my favorite products that Mel and I obsessed about. Glow Recipes Watermelon Fine Mist Setting Spray. Like, it's gone, guys. Look, it's like right here. This is probably my third or fourth bottle now. I love this. You can't beat the fine spray or the nozzle of this. So even the Charlotte one has a larger nozzle. This one I can literally target a cheek, a nose, a chin without having to spray my entire face. I also love how this one has a really refreshing smell, a little bit like watermelon, but nothing too crazy synthetic or anything. And this one also provides a gorgeous glow. Oh, I just can't even explain. Like, you guys know I love glow products. I love glow primers and glowy foundations and such, but these two, you can't go wrong. Both of them are lovely. This one is much better for targeted work though, because the nozzle is so delicate and so fine. Let me know what you guys are picking up during the sale. Thank you so much for watching. I can't wait to share with you guys my haul coming soon that I picked up. Hope you guys have so much fun shopping the sale, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye guys.